Hey guys, good morning. It's Mr. Zimmerman, and we're going to go ahead and practice converting between logarithmic form and an exponential function. Uh, we're focusing on both sides of the coin. Last time we looked at converting exponential functions into logarithmic, and now we're going to do the opposite. It's going to be important that I'm able to jump between forms because certain equations are going to be much more useful in exponential function form, while on the inverse, logarithmic functions sometimes are more useful. Let's go ahead and jump in though and practice the skill. The biggest thing I got to remember is to get me started, I know that it's going to be base to an exponent is equal to my output. And I can write it either way. I can write it as y equals b of x, and I can also write it as b of x equal to y. I actually prefer to write it like this. So I'm going to go ahead and look at this logarithmic form. And I'm going to go ahead and write my base. What is my base? Well, the base of this lovely exponent is 12. So I'm going to write 12. Now I know that my output is my exponent. So here, my answer is 2. And I know that this is going to be equal to the output, which is 144. Now let's go ahead and check if this has meaning. Does this make sense? Is 12 squared equal to 144? Heck yeah. Now let's look at the logarithmic just to prove that we understand what the heck is log doing. It is saying how many times does 12 go into 144? I do 144 divided by 12 and it's 12. And I divide it again and I get 2. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one. I take my base. I'm going to go ahead. The base of the log is x to my exponent is equal to 3. Now, this is a situation where my exponential function is much more valuable. Here, x to the 7th equals 3. I could take the 7th root of both sides, and I can get x equals the 7th root of 3. And that can give me a number. However, in logarithmic function form right now, it isn't as useful. It's actually harder for me to determine the base than it is in exponential form. So I just want to kind of give you guys a tease preview of how I'm going to actually convert it to between both forms and look at my options so that I can see which road I'm going to progress. This next guy, okay, I go base, base, base. My base is 13 to the x is equal to 3. Which one is going to be much more useful? 13 to what power is equal to 3? This problem right here is actually the legit reason why we created this logarithmic function. All a log is asking how many times does 13 go into 3? And you can guess it's not going to go into evenly. It's going to be a decimal. Now, I'm going to keep on going because right now I'm not too worried about solving. I am just right now proving to myself that I can convert between forms. So my base is what? What is my base? There's no number here. You might not know this, but when there's no number written, it is automatically base 10. So knowing this, I'm going to write 10 to the pi power is equal to x.